Hello everyone, welcome to me playing a game. It's a visual novel. It sounds hoary. You guys know I don't play horror. Can't do horror. Is this horror or is it something else? I don't know. The music doesn't seem to make it so. So, let's... Oh wow. Glory be to Hypnotoad. Glory be to Hypnotoad. Let's start. Greetings, young traveler. This is a free work in project demo for lovely Little Thieves, and therefore open to feedback and revision before the final version. Most background and music in this demo are temporary, and any assets may be subject to change for complete commercial release. Thank you for taking interest in our project. Enjoy the story. Yes, I forgot to mention this. Lovely Little Thieves is having a Kickstarter right now, and it's 10 days away. So I decided to do recording right away and hoping to God that it records well. Lately my text hasn't been working. Anyway, yeah, it's a demo right now, and it's a pretty good, decently lengthed one. So, let's go in. I'm cold. It's so cold here. There's a rumble rolling through my bones. It's coming from somewhere deep beneath me. Wait, beneath me? Where is that? Am I standing? Am I floating on my back? I can't feel anything except the freezing cold and that aching rumble. But where's it coming from? Where am I? Have I been here before? I don't remember. I can't remember anything at all. Who am I? Dawn? Dawn? Is that my name? It seems familiar. Should this place be familiar too? No, this is icy. Trembling feeling is all wrong. My name is Dawn, but I don't belong here. Which way is out? Maybe if I could reach up. It seems warmer above me. I just need to get away from this horrible thrum. It's no use. I can't move, and it takes every bit of strength that I have to open my eyes. There's nothing for my feet to push against. Hey, Dawn, see what's coming? Who's that? I can't see anyone. It's pitch dark, and I open my eyes. The more I open my eyes, the more of that rumbling terror holds me down, freezes my insides, and works its way towards my heart. My heart, it's beating more slowly now. And slower still. No! I have to fight this, but I can't move and it's hard to think. Wait, who's that voice? Are you still there? Can you hear me? Please, save me! Hypnotoad. You see that, Dawn? Your greatest enemy is on the horizon. If you don't hurry, he'll catch us. I know. He was down there too. Heat and stillness cloud through me, a terrible rumbling quiets. But it isn't gone. I feel little echoes of it beating in my chest. Now I understand. Dawn. I've been down that awful place before. But this time I restarted the game to try to get the good ending. It was before I had a memory, before I had a name. Oh, okay, we can go that route then. The enemy wasn't anywhere beneath me. No, he was inside me all along. And he's still there. He said, "There's no way out." Dawn! There's buttons. There's buttons. Is there save? Oh man! Already best game ever. I can save. 10 out of 10. You doing alright there, kiddo? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm not gonna do voices. Can you guys hear it? I've been doing visual novels for the past few days, and my voice is shot. So I'm gonna try to at least do something different for at least the main character. I'm sorry, I may not be doing this as good justice, but it's hard. It just there was a time limit for this. So, anyways, you sure you're shivering in your sleep? Bad dreams? I bet it's the damn AC. Sorry, kid. I'll turn it down. That's right. This is Russell. He's the captain of our university football team. We were going to take a trip together, weren't we? How could I forget? After all, we've been dating for a month now. The van bounces up and down roughly over the backwood country roads. Oof. The shocks on this thing really need to be replaced. We're going to be pretty sore when we finally get to the motel. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, this ride is pretty rumbly. Wait, rumbly? What were you dreaming about? You looked upset. I reached over to flip down the shutter on the air conditioning thingy. No more cold air, like, ever. I don't remember. That was a lie, and I'm just a little embarrassed. No more falling asleep in the van, that's for sure. Okay. Woo! Spring break? Just 2 more days of I can't do hellacious driving, and then BAM! Florida. My eyes settle on the air freshener dangling from the rearview mirror as I sit up, rubbing my stiff neck. It's some kind of school emblem for halting second. I can't remember the school. And we're back. My eyes settle on the air freshener dangling from the rearview mirror as I sit up, rubbing my the school. No, wait, I remember. That's right. We're on spring break now. We both go to Erie. Childish brain. Wait, Yuri? That's not right. That's like a Russian person's name or something. It is, if I remember so correctly, it means farmer. Or girl on girl. Japanese. Why am I having so much trouble remembering things? That dream must have... I right-clicked, sorry. That dream must have done a major number on me. Well, that is a problem with some dreams. You literally leaves you out. Like... really bad dreams, and then you wake up and you just can't seem to remember anything, like waking dreams or, you know, nightmare paralysis, which you could be going through. Anyway, I'm from Rhode Island. We're from Rhode Island, so I guess we started driving earlier today. It's so weird that I couldn't remember this stuff. I'm not that big of an airhead. Am I? Everything will be great once we get there. You'll see. Last year was amazing. We're gonna party hardy once we get to Daytona. Like, I mean, I'm gonna be partying with you. Just you. Last year was different, but... Wow, Russell seems really embarrassed. Does this mean things are starting to get serious between us? I'm not sure. Before I met Russell, I never had a boyfriend. Not that I remember anyway. But who knows where my head is right now. She doesn't seem to remember anything, does she? Bad memories? Long-term memory loss? Short-term memory loss? Maybe both. Or maybe she's possessed! Oh god, if she's possessed, it's gonna be awesome. My brain pops back on... I hope my brain pops back on soon. At least I can feel my heart beating normally again. Are you stoked yet, or what? Totally stoked, bro! I don't know. The squall route? Or just party hardy? Fuck it, I'm stoked! Yeah, I'm totally stoked. I can't wait to party big time. Sun up to sundown. Be that not that stoked. God, I'm an introvert. That felt weird to say. I've never done anything like this before. Hey, first time for everything. I'm glad I can take you to experience something new. I hope you don't find a boyfriend in that mansion. Wow. In a good way. Just good memories, haha. Yeah, I don't want to seem like a total poser or get over my head. I'm a pretty boring girl after all. I spent my whole freshman year of college studying my butt off, with my nose jammed in some book from one class to the next. I didn't go out partying at all this year. I didn't even make any new friends, well, apart from Russell. And the one who set that up was... Huh? Who was it again? What's wrong with my brain? Don't worry about it. Everyone down there is a poser. Really, the goal is just to have fun. I've heard that there's some really intense things really intense on the beachfront. Hundreds of thousands of people are out there partying. I want to try new things. I want to have fun for once in my life, but it's kind of scary too. Well, don't worry about it. I'll keep an eye out on you. Keep an eye out for you. Make sure the whole experience is just as safe as it is fun. Thanks. I trust you. I'm totally excited. Jesus, you two. JFA. JFA? Russell jolted a little in his seat at the interruption. Oh, right. We weren't taking the trip alone, were we? There was also... I'd never seen him this adorable, Dawn. You should take him down while he's being cute and docile. He'll be like your lapdog forever. That was woman, right? Oh, that was Randy! God, what the hell, Randy? Nah. What? The Amazons did that? Wasn't that an Amazon thing? I think it's a Randy thing, not a feel free not to share your weird fetishes with my girlfriend. I wanted to not hate me for bringing you along. Randy was Russell's best friend, and had been since high school. Since childhood! Oh my god, I'm sorry! It's almost 12 o'clock in the morning! He talked about him a lot when we ate lunch together on the campus, but I never met the guy. All I knew about Randy was he was funny, and sometimes Russell would describe something Randy had done or said, and laugh. But then get this far-off, vague, exhausted look on his face. But carpooling, splitting hotel costs is ultimately cheaper, and the more the merrier on a road trip, right? Especially for spring break! Still, it's weird not to just now remember that Randy was even back there. He's not exactly little or, quiet. So he's a little uncouth, but he seems like a nice enough guy, and he packed light, so I can put up with some awkward jokes along the way. After all, my best friend's pretty rowdy too. She's... My blood ran cold. I couldn't remember her name. She introduced me to Russell. Why couldn't I remember? Shouldn't you be wearing your seatbelt? I can't even do Russell's voice anymore. It's broken. My dad's van is like older than my dad. Don't worry. If you sail this heap off a mountainside, I'll fly off the windshield first and break everyone's fall. Fuck yeah, bro! What does JFA mean? Randy barked up half a cackle before catching himself mid-guffaw at the stink eye from Russell. He quickly pressed his tongue to his teeth and hissed out an unfinished laugh before retaining himself to a goony, knowing look. I like him. He's silly. It reminded me of a look that a little boy gave me in high school once before whispering poop into my ear and running away. I didn't understand that it was so funny then either. I still don't know what Randy means by JFA, but, well, I have a vague idea. You're a lucky dude, Russell. She's like a little baby chick that's been hatched from the heavens and foolishly placed into your clumsy man hands. Daytona's gonna be a riot with this little angel reminding you to say your prayers every night before bed. I am not that innocent, and you don't have to make fun of me. Sorry, no offense, man. Honestly. You know, innocent's not a bad thing to be, right? Yeah, you don't want to end up like Randy. There's plenty of non-degenerate fun to be had in Florida, man. If you were listening to me earlier, and not just waiting around to crack jokes. Oh, I was listening. I didn't expect you to appreciate my high-born Hyoma. I'm sorry. Randy half burped then swallowed it. Russell smiled, but tried to pretend that he hadn't. Yeah, that reminds me. You missed my amazing jerk from earlier because you were asleep, Dawn. Oh? You see? Yeah, see? He gestured at the windshield. Once again, I was lost. See, your greatest enemy is on the horizon. I felt ice water chill run through my veins in my still heartbeat. If you don't hurry, he'll catch us. Gotta reach the hotel before dusk falls. Oh. Dusk. He was pointing towards the sunset ahead as we drove westward, and the day faded down the road before us. See? It's, funny. Because your name is, Dawn? I'm hilarious. Even Randy sounded embarrassed by the awful joke, but I put on a smile on my face to mirror Russell's. The nightmare still had me on edge. It was comforting to realize that it didn't mean anything after all. Nah. You know, you and Russell really do make a perfect joke together. Excuse me? Wait, that's not what I meant. I meant you make a good joke. Let me see, what do I mean? I guess I'm just proud of him picking a good gal for once. It seems like you're the glimmering sunshine to my little Rhode Island red. Hey. With you in his life, he finally has something to crow about. You wouldn't believe the kind of girls this cocky bastard would go after in high school. This one time? Enough already, Randy! Can't you ever just shut up for once? Russell's burst of anger came out of nowhere, and I shifted uncomfortably in my seat. He may have been yelling at Randy, but he was looking at me. He seemed embarrassed, maybe sad. I wasn't sure. Sorry, I didn't mean anything by it, man. I'm sorry, okay? Russell breathed sharply through his nose and didn't respond. He just kept his eyes on the road. I guess he didn't know what to say. Should I say something instead? Well, for one thing, she's kind of introvert. Wouldn't exactly be the best place to go. So ask about travel plans. That's a good distraction. Sometimes lining up the mood like this seems like you're trying too hard. So what are our plans for the evening? Do you know where we're gonna crash for tonight? We're just gonna keep on driving till we get out of these woods. Check into the nearest motel and pass out, kiddo. That's all we know. His answer was terse, almost disinterested. His eyes remained fixed on the road, but his mind was somewhere far ahead of it. Please don't crash this thing crash this thing on any night, Russ, or Modell will scalp me. I can't catch any fine Delilahs without my divine locks. Randy Craxton seemed to get a silver smile out of Russell, just a grunt. I folded my hands and pressed them between my leggings with an awkward sigh. Boys, why don't we flip on the radio or something? It should at least keep you awake until the last stretch of the night before we reach civilization again. Believe me, I'd love to, but I think the antenna's busted on your dad's van. It is? That's new. Whoops. The tape deck should still work, though. Got any cassettes? Who uses cassettes? That one? Yeah, maybe not that one. I got some in my bag in the trunk, Warrant 38 special sticks, I had a groan from somewhere just behind my head. Huh? I got some new tracks recently. You cool with Poison? Oh, pfft. Poison? Poison? I'd rather throw myself under a van. A new voice on the heels of the groan I heard earlier was both familiar and shocking to me all at once. I knew who the voice belonged to, but it bothered me that I hadn't realized until this very moment he was still in the car with us. All the men. It was Colin, and of course Colin would be here because... Huh? Why was that again? Come on, have some fucking decency. Nobody wants to listen to Poison. I actually kind of like this method, like those... I get that she forgot everyone, maybe because of the dream, or maybe because she's possessed. But it is a decent way to introduce the characters while still knowing them. Because I have to admit, having a night terror or something like that, and the numbness afterwards, and it's mostly happening faster than I'm reading it, you know. Sorry, I'm sorry, I'll keep going. Not a fan of metal, huh? What do you listen to, Colin? Devo? Dash theme note mode? Talking Heads, maybe? I don't know, just music. It's been bad enough sitting cheek to cheek with you for 8 hours, so for the love of all that is holy on good known own Terra, don't even think about stinking up this van with your goddamn hair cheese. Take a pill, dude. Little dude, I've been trying to stay out of your business, but the space is limited with 3 to a seat. Colin stiffened at the word little, and even bothered to look up from his game for a moment. And what do you think about it, Colin? The way you're sitting? With your legs all spread out like that? You're the one taking up the most room, and you're the bite-sized boy. He even has bite me on his shirt. This is fucking 80s as fuck. Anyway, I swear his pupils narrowed like he was bucket-hatted alley cat. I wasn't talking about facial cheeks, but hardly matters in the light of your perpetually toxic... Oh god, he's the one that says big words, and words that I have a hard time reading. You mean... what? Colin's attention had already drifted back down to his game, but his mouth kept moving at the same irritable rhythm as his thumbs. What, you don't speak plain English? Then allow me to rephrase. It's bad enough that I'm strapped into a 3-seater with your Titanic backside. Fucking look at your spread legs! And it's bad enough that I have to hear your mouth flop blissfully innately all day. I don't need the musical ambiance in the van to match the odor. I don't think Randy understood Colin's insult any better than I did. Well, it did stink when Randy spoke, but was that what he meant? And seriously, Dawn, turn the AC back on. Randy's other favorite poison is gagging me out. I've been wondering why Randy's breath burned my nose little. I guess he means it was alcohol. So that meant Colin had been breathing in booze stench for the last few hours I've been sleeping peacefully. I guess I'd be a little grumpy in his position too. Seriously, how did a hunk of meat as dumb as you are even make it into 4-year school? If Randy's anything to go by, I can wipe my ass on my SAT this year and end up in Ivy League. But not that grumpy. I never spent much time with Colin in the past, but our new interactions hadn't been on friendly terms. I got the feeling Russell and Randy weren't going to become friends with him either. Still, he was coming with us toward our spring break trip because... Coco, are you being mean to my friends? You better not be. He was my best friend's little brother. Danielle, well, Danny, it was all coming back to me now. You woke me up, you little butthead. I said, uh-huh. Uh-huh, what? Uh-huh, I guess I woke you up. Sorry. You better be. I stay up all night putting the finishing touches on this wicked road trip, and I finally get a well-deserved nap in this crampy little back seat. Oh, you're cramped, are you? I don't know. And you interrupt my beauty sleep to harass everybody. Coco. Enough with the Coco! What are you, 5? You're the one going all terrible twos on a nice boy who lent us this van. Now say you're sorry to Randy for saying all those mean things to him. I'm sorry, Randy, for saying all those mean things to him. Don't sweat it, dude. It's, whatever. That's better. Randy's nice. You two should be friends. He can't help it that he has a little Titanic backside, or stanky breath, or terrible taste in music. Colin smiled. Randy frowned. And I can't help it that Santa gave me a little butthead for Christmas, instead of a little brother like I asked for. Majorly unfair, and I blame the elves. You were probably supposed to be an elf baby or something. Colin scrunched down even further in his seat, tapped away at his game buttons, but Danny continued to loom over his shoulder. You're still bouncing guys out of that building? That's bogus. How's the whole thing not burned down by now? You must not be a very good fireman. Oh man, is he playing Game & Watch? Colin didn't really seem bothered by Danny's slings and arrows. If anything, he seemed happy. Still, he shrunk his smile down even further and let out a sigh. You people make my head hurt. After that, I was quiet for a moment. To be honest, I was relieved. That's the way it always been, though. Seeing Danielle's face brought so many memories back in a warm, welcome flood. I've known her since we were in grade school, back when her hair was short, straight, and pitch black rather than long, fluffy, and bubblegum pink. But long before those two started dyeing their hair weird colors, they'd been thick as thieves, as my mother liked to put it. Most siblings love each other, sure, but Danielle was the only person I knew who actually liked Colin at all. Not that I disliked the guy. I just don't really know him. This game is called Lovely Little Thieves. You're my two best friends, little Danny would say, squeezing us both. Then little Colin would swiggle out of her grasp, run off to his room, and slam the door. They had a weird relationship, but it was a couple of words from Danielle could keep the peace for the rest of the drive. That was all that mattered to me. But wait, if Danielle wasn't the third person in the seat with Colin and Randy, then... These people are teleporting! How do they multiply like that? It's fucking magic, I tell you. I turned over my shoulder and landed on a face that I was sure I'd never seen before. My brain was still sluggish, but enough of myself had floated back into my memory that I felt sure this boy was a stranger, and always had been. So why was he in the car with us? Unless I was really going crazy and the others had to know he was there. The van was crampy, after all. Once again, the legs all fucking spread! Fucking logic! Okay. But who was he? Maybe there was a polite way to ask him? Hey. Oh my god, Dawn, that hairpin! Nani? Is it new? It looks adorable on you. Oh, Thank you. That's nice of you to say. Oh, don't be so modest. You're super cute, and cuteness to the max. I wish I could rock that. I think she could. Ugh, my hair is so fucking thick. It swallows up cute doodads, though. I swear, I got it layered 2 months ago, and it's already overgrown again. Boo. I know that feel, girlfriend. I know that feel. Thick hair life. Jay, you have thick, wavy hair. What do you do to keep it from taking over your head? Jay, huh? So he was real. My hair? Yes, silly, your hair. How do you wrangle it? I'm wondering if he's British, just because of his clothing, but I kinda don't want to do an accent, so, it's because he'll just suddenly turn to Chef Ramsay, because that's all who I've been watching. I'm sorry. It just comes this way, I suppose. I buzz the sides when they get kind of puffy, and I get the top cut when it touches my glasses. Jay breathed just deep enough to force his shoulders up in a ghost of a shrug. I guess that was all he had to say. That's bogus. Boys are lucky. It's disgusting. Hey, yeah, you have it so tough, Danny, queen of the backseat, telling us how easy we got it. Are you really gonna keep up the bitching about seating arrangements the whole trip? As if, you big baby. I'm changing the subject. Nobody asked Dawn what she wants to listen to. That kind of music are you... What kind of music are you into now, girl? Still country when country ain't cool? The fact that I liked country music at all seemed like an alien information, and I realized that my memory was still pretty addled in a major way. Well, I could just let loose the waterworks and admit that something was seriously wrong with my brains to these people that I was just now remembering were my friends. Or maybe I could just deflect the question. But I want to tell them that I like my country music. Why? Country music's okay. No, fuck it. I want to know more about Jay. He's just kind of sitting there with blue hair. Let's do this. Oh, I don't know. I'm curious what kind of music you're into, though, Jay. You've been awfully quiet back there. Seriously, who are you? I don't know. Huh? He didn't know? What kind of response was that? He wasn't like me, was he? What was it? Was that it? Maybe the fact that he seemed so unfamiliar had something to do with weird mutual memory loss. Weird mutual memory loss. Okay, no, I'm getting way ahead of myself. Hold your horses there, Dawn. I don't know what kind of music you like. Well, that's off. You don't know what kind of music you like? Well, that's awfully boring. It's not that I don't know. It's just that you don't know. The music, I mean. The things I like are sort of weird. I don't know. He likes the indie shit. Like what? Come on, we don't bite. The way Danielle was talking to him seemed to suggest that she didn't know him very well either. What was going on? I like The Cure. I like Swixie. I like the Banshees and Bauhaus too. I didn't really recognize any of those names. The following silence told me that nobody else did either. Do you know Eurythmics? Oh yeah, you mean like that weird video with the cue ball girl? I like Eurythmics. Radical, but it would just be Eurythmics in case you didn't know. Know the uncountable noun. You don't need to put an article in front of it. Oh man, we got a grammar Nazi in this. Grammar accuracy aside, it sounds gross. Like, you wouldn't say the talking heads, would you? Even if it's grammatically correct. Jay had already resumed staring out of the window and didn't seem interested in answering the question, if you could call it one. The awkward silence was increasing, and I still didn't know anything about this guy. Even when Jay told me things about himself, I didn't know what he was talking about. He didn't seem like the kind of person who would like to explain himself. 1 second. Sadly, I don't have Nico juice, which will help my throat. Of course I couldn't be a hypocrite. I was only talking to him because I didn't want to explain myself, after all. Ugh, whoever I am, I'm the worst. Hey, look, I'm seeing some new signs for EVERYONE, like the trails and tours things. That's good news. I hope you didn't expect us to go hiking tonight. These clodhoppers I'm wearing are not acceptable for trekking through the woods. Hell no! My legs are numb for switching pedals through all these curvy roads. No thanks. I'm doing a bad job with voices, mixing up Randy and Russell. Well, first, Randy's voice had that surfer sound, and then they gave it to Randy, and then I gave Russell my more deeper voice, but whatever. And yet hiking boots? Why the hiking boots, Russ? Well, you know, you should always be prepared. The voices are all the same. They are legion. Anyway, my point is civilization can't be more than 40 minutes away. The van seemed to exhale in relief. Woohoo! Yay motel! Thank Christ. Ellipses. I called one of the beds. We only have a budget for one 2-queen room, and I tend to take one of those queens. You are one of those queens. The disses. I'm the Queen of Cleves, your royal dweebiness. Okay, well that was easy. You and Dawn can share one of the beds. Me and Randy and Jay will rock, paper, scissors on the other one, and the loser gets the 2 sleeping bags. I promise to take the smellier one if I eat it. Smellier. Sorry, they're as old as the van. What about Colin? It's gonna be real nice out tonight. He can sleep in the van. Huh? But he offered while you were asleep. Yeah, I'd much rather sleep in the van. Dark, quiet, space enough for one. Yeah, space enough for one shrimp. But, I'm trying to figure out what would be the better choice here. And no, I'm not save scumming. I actually honestly need to save for the sake of me. That doesn't seem fair to us. That doesn't seem fair to you guys. I don't know. That doesn't seem fair to you guys. Huh? I mean, 3 of you are competing for one bed while Danny and I get dibs? That's not fair. Sorry, kiddo. That's just how it is. There's no way I'm sharing a bed, and neither would anyone else. How come? Me and Danielle are sharing one. It's different for guys. If our dicks touches, that freaks us out. Okay? You can't spoon with another guy. Don't you know man rules? I got confused about that for the hotel too. Yeah. Guys can be really weird about that. How so? It just is. Uh-huh. Of course I met guys who were very willing to just sleep with each other. Come to think of it, I wouldn't mind sharing a bed with another dude as long as he had decent clothes on. So we're gonna have some decent clothes on, cause there's lady presents, so... Anyway, it doesn't bother me if I'm being perfectly honest. I just don't think it's right for me to offer, to take up most of the space, since I take up most of the space. Sorry, man, I'd much rather fight you for it. 1v1, final destination, Fox only. I would not be comfortable before sharing a bed either. My apologies. I'd rather die. Well, I still think it's dumb. If you just shut away your machismo, then more people would get decent night's sleep. Russell just smiled and shook his head. Well, the only sleeping arrangement that leaves open for us is gentle blended free-for-all. Danny brought Jay with us, so we can take one bed, and Russell and Dawn are a couple, so they can take the other one. Oh, snap! What? No, he must keep his pure! Virginia's for lovers, n'est-ce pas? N'est-ce pas? I can't speak French for some reason. I took classes on it. Russell frowned and the hot blush spread up his neck, and I felt the van squeal to a gradual halt. Uh-oh. As for me, I'll just curl up in a cold alone on the floor. Poor Randy. Nobody loves Randy. Randy! If you don't get touchy with me, I'll cuddle with you, okay? I can't imagine why. But first you gotta brush your teeth if you've been drinking. Will you two chill out? Why'd the car stop, Russell? Yeah, what's your damage, man? Why did the car stop? What? Russell began jamming the pedals, fiddling with the ignition. Sorry, I guess I spaced for a little, but I didn't stop the car. Are you fucking kidding me right now? Try starting it again? Russell tried the key for 5 more minutes with no result. Then he beat his fist against the dash twice, letting out a long, grainy sigh. Okay, everybody out. I think she's dead. This is fantastic. I really thought you'd hold out better than this. You thought? You told me you took this hunk of junk in for a full dive before we left. Now the art feels a little bit different, but maybe because it was front ways and it was CG. I said I was going to do that. Sorry. I don't want to get out of here. Aren't there bears in Northern Virginia? There's bears everywhere. Bears will beat the shit out of you. Or they'll leave you alone. It depends. Just black bears. Oh, just black bears. Well, excuse the fuck out of me then. You'll be fine. If you see a bear, just throw one of your hoppers at it. Pardon me, my door's jammed. Could you roll your seat forward and let me out of your seat, please? Oh, of course. Thank you. One by one, the 6 of us trickled out of the van and began stretching our legs. I strode a few yards down the road to get blood flowing again, took a deep breath. The humidity of the air smacked me right in the face. Blah. Everything tasted like pollen, too. Pollen has a taste? I mean, I have allergies. Maybe that's why I never smelled it. I could just feel it and choke and die. I desperately wanted to take my sweater off, but I couldn't just walk around outside in my sports bra. To hell you can't! Girl! Let the girls free. Or you can just take off your bra, I mean. Embarrassing. This sucks. It was much cooler in Rhode Island this morning. Oh good, I was starting to remember this morning. What a relief. After working out all the kinks in my muscles, I turned to look back at the others. Russell was pacing around the van, scanning it up and down to find the source of the problem. He recoiled when he touched the hood, as if it was burning up. Jay and Danny were leaning against the van's side. Jay seemed lost in mountain scenery, while Danny seemed lost in her makeup bag. Randy was seated at the edge of the car's back bumper. He looked miserable. I guess he figured this was all his fault. And Colin was sitting cross-legged in the middle of the road with an expression so furious I was sure I would set any car that approached him on fire. Of course, we really needed a car to come by, and fast, hopefully one with water bottles or air conditioning or something. I dragged my stupid feet back in the direction of the stupid van, resigning myself to sit in the stupid bumper with stupid Randy until the stupid problem magically solved itself. I'm sorry I added too many stupids. If it was me narrating, that's how I would go. The heat of the roasting asphalt must have gotten to Colin because he hopped up and violently brushing the grit off his shorts and sneering. I just passed him, ready to collapse next to Randy, when... Is it a flat, Russ? Maybe Randy will let us borrow that spare he's packing. I saw Randy flinch before sinking down even lower behind the van. That does it. That does what? This sucked. We were hot, tired, miserable, but could we not try to be nice to one another at least? Why did Colin have to be so cruel all the time? Why was I so angry about it? Whenever I didn't want to think, I just wanted to yell. I rolled around the face of Colin, my heart pounding in my chest. Be a dick! Be a bigger dick! Bitch his bitch ass in the face! Where is the third option of bitch his bitch ass in the face? Smack his bitch ass in the face. My bad. Why are you so mean, Colin? Why are you so cruel to people? I don't care. I've had enough, and I just won't stand for it anymore. If you say even one more awful thing to Randy, I'm gonna... I'll hit you, that's what I'll do. I don't even care if you hit back. I just don't understand why you have to be so terrible. At first, Colin didn't say anything. He didn't seem angry. He just looked like he was thinking carefully. With a satisfied smoke started to creep back into his face, he leaned closer to mine. Just fuck already. What? Something about the way Colin leaned in before he said that made my hair stand on end. It was like he was studying me, eager to see my reaction to his words. GFA. Those are 3 little letters Randy shared with you in the van earlier. He was saying, just fuck already. I'm just gonna turn on the music a tad. It's a little loud in my ears. It's good music, and I'm enjoying it, but, you know, sometimes you just gotta... No, my bad. Please stay. He was making a joke that you and your boyfriend should go have sex and basically making fun of you for not having done it yet. He actually didn't say that, but that's what he meant. Hell, I wonder how he even knows that about you and Russell. Seems to me like a man should keep that sort of thing private. But I guess because he dresses his jokes up in cutesy-ootsy bullshit, it's okay. You just laugh it off and then you rush to defend his honor. Now why do you suppose that is? Is it okay for him to make a creepy joke behind your back? But when I explain it in your face, it makes you uncomfortable, doesn't it? Dawn, I didn't mean it like... I'm not mean, Dawn. I'm not cruel. I'm just honest in the world where everyone would rather lap up each other's bullshit all day. I guess I shouldn't be surprised that you like eating from the same trough as all the other swine. But that's not about honesty at all. You... My thought on this matter, it's okay to be honest or be raw or whatever everybody says, but when you're being an asshole about it, yeah. Sometimes you can be honest, and sometimes there's just a thing as too honest. Randy's careless idiocy has got us straight in the middle of nowhere, and that's why you're really angry. Your hellish joke is about his beer gun and is your safe, righteous target. Why do I have to be so terrible? Well, why not? We're all terrible in our own special ways. So what? Deal with it. That is honesty, Dawn. That's the truth. And I have to be the way I am because the world could use more people like me. Yeah, sometimes and sometimes not. There are plenty of people like you out there, and there always will be. Must be nice. I opened my mouth to yell at him again, but then something held me back. He was smirking, but he wasn't looking at me in the eye anymore. He had zeroed in on some spot down the side to me, and there was pain in his dark blue eyes. You and your 10-foot damsel over there should enjoy each other's bullshit company. He leans back on his heels and is about to turn away. I stiffened. No, he was not going to get his last word this time. You're wrong. Without thinking, I took a big step towards Colin. He took an uneasy step back. Even a girl as measly as I could look down on him so easily. I wonder how that must feel. No, I had him stop thinking about his feelings for a moment. I wanted to hear what I had to say. You're smart, Colin. You're very smart. Much smarter than me, or Randy, or probably everyone else here. But just because you're smart doesn't mean you're right. I got angry with you because Randy is already feeling really bad about the van and you went out of your way to hurt him even more. I know you're just trying to be funny, but it wasn't funny. It wasn't smart either. It was just wrong. I don't think that's who you really are, but I think you're smarter than that, and I think you're better than that, but maybe I just don't understand you at all. I guess that's all I wanted to say. I expected Colin to be furious and start slinging over more insults at me. Instead, he just stood there, scraping one of his sandals back and forth on the asphalt. Alright, firstly, I didn't know if Randy was feeling guilty. I figured he was oblivious as usual. That was my mistake. I've never said I was perfect. Secondly, why don't we just make some lemonade out of all these lemons we've procured from here today? Huh? Let's make a wager, Dawn. Agree to my bet, and I promise I won't say a single negative word about Randy for the rest of the trip. Okay, what's your bet? You don't seem to care for the way I see things. You think I'm wrong. And I disagree. I'll leave Randy alone, but yet to prove irrevocably wrong about something I say is true. My dog is in the way. 1 second. There we go. Like I said, I know I'm not perfect, but I do know who I am, and I do know when I'm right. And I get, real damn tired of people assuming they know me better than me just because I'm smarter or younger than them. So I'll give you until the end of this trip to catch me in a faulty assertion. Stuff like me not knowing that Randy is upset when I made a dead joke doesn't count. That's too nebulous. You have to prove me dead wrong about something that comes out of my mouth. It's that simple. If I lose, I'll be your slave for a day. If you lose, well, vice versa. Ugh, fine. Colin ripped back the Velcro on one of his gloves and stripped it off and reached for my hand. Reluctantly, I took it. I guess that was a done deal. I really don't get why you're doing this, though. Colin shrugged and slipped his glove back on. Well, it's like you said. You don't understand me at all. And why would you? Blech. I gotta take a piss. Colin rocked back on his heels and swung away from me, wandering off behind a tree to take care of business. Taking care of business every day? Are you okay? Yeah, are you? Yeah, I'm fine. I appreciate you pitching in for me, but that little dude can't hurt me of nothing. I'm sure you can win this silly bet. I don't know very much about anything, but I'll keep an ear out when he's around and see if I can beat him at his own game, too. Thanks, Randy. No problem. Besides, Colin's just... He's just what? Nothing. Never mind. It doesn't matter. Thanks to you, he should be out of my hair for the rest of vacation, right? Finally got the goddamn hood open! I rolled around to see a turn of smoke belch forth from the front of the van and swallow wrestle. Oh, crap! You okay there, Russ? I'm fine! Russell swept wildly at the smoke with both arms and shook his head. Man, that's not a good sign. Let me see what I am looking at here. I am sorry. Hey, Don, your dad's a mechanic, right? You should know something about this stuff. You think you can help me out? Actually, I felt very sure I didn't know the first thing about cars. I knew my dad was a mechanic. Once again, it was almost like I was hearing that for the first time just now. But something about the way Russell said should. Could it hurt at all, much to try? Well, maybe it'll trigger her memory like everything else is. Ooh. So I'll try. Sure, I can take a look. Let's see, there's smoke. Awesome. Watch out for the smoke, though. I trotted up to the front of the van, recoiling slowly from the intense heat reeling out from under the hood. Careful, it's real hot. Don't touch. Okay. I wonder if everyone has a sweating, not quite animation, but, picture. What are you looking at here? Any ideas? For a moment I had hoped Russell was just calling me over to talk to me, and I didn't really expect me to know what was wrong with the car. But I guess he did, and I didn't know whether to feel flattered or embarrassed, since I haven't a clue that we were looking at here. Well, this is an entry block, right? Yeah? I really also wasn't holding the hood in place for me. I guess the van didn't have a pop-up bar thingy for it, and it wasn't staying up on its own either. Now I felt really guilty. He totally expected me to spot the problem when he held the hood open for me. Do you think it might be the carburetor? I don't think so, but maybe. It's too hard to just reach out and fiddle with the thing yet, but I can check that first. This heap's old enough that it's definitely not running off a fuel injection system. A fuel what system? But then I saw it. Something like a silver muddy color appeared and then vanished out of the corner of my eye, slipping for the spot near the back of the engine block. Look, this block in the back has a... As soon as I saw the shadowy thing in the little box next to the engine, a jolt of pain shot through my head. Ah! Suddenly I found myself tipping forward to the van's boiling guts. Dawn! I felt a strong arm catch me across the shoulders. Russell pulled me close to his chest from behind, and I felt my heart start beating faster. His arm was pressed against my chest. Could he feel my heart beating faster too? I knew he was trying to keep me from being burned, but something about this embrace felt right, I guess. It felt normal. Was I finally starting to remember exactly how I felt about him? Or was I afraid because the pain in my head, however brief, reminded me of the eyes I saw in my nightmares? Those eyes, they made me scream then. It burned strongly in my memory, even when I couldn't seem to remember anything else. I don't know. I was afraid, but I was also glad that Russell was holding me. Oh! You okay, Kit? It's weird! Why is he calling her Kit? Glory be to Hypnotoad. Anyway, it's weird. Maybe he called her Kid when they met, and maybe it's kind of a running gag thing for them, or not a running gag, just a thing they do between each other. It's just weird. I don't know. Huh? I don't know anything about cars. I'm sorry. I thought I might. You know, because my dad's a mechanic and all, I guess I thought I should. Whoa, it's okay. No need to be so upset. I'm glad you didn't fall and hurt yourself. Russell moved his arm back quickly to rest his hand on my shoulder instead. I wish he hadn't. I wanted him to keep holding me. I wanted him to tell me that I was afraid. I wanted to tell him that I was afraid something was wrong with me. But all I could manage to say was, I just said the word carlibulator earlier because it had the word car in it. I don't even know it does. It's okay, really. You should ask your dad to teach you some stuff when you get back home. Those skills really come in handy. I mean, like, now. They would really come in handy. I only know so much myself. I appreciate the good faith and effort anyways. I know you were just trying to help. Right. So, what is that box in the back there? That would be the battery. Okay, well, as soon as it cools down enough to touch it, you should look at the battery. I thought I saw something coming out of it. It was sort of purplish. Ugh, that doesn't sound good. Russell gently slid his hand off my shoulder and called out over the hood. Hey, Randy, want to give me a hand over here? Not really, but I'll see what I can do. I had to just stay calm. I had to push through whatever weirdness was going on in my head so we could get through this crisis and get back on the road. With no idea what else I could do, I wandered to the other side of the van where Danny and Jay were waiting. Hey, girlfriend! Hi, this sure sucks, doesn't it? Yeah, this should be cray-cray. Yeah, this blows a fat one. Gross, Danny. Danny stuck her tongue out at me and crossed her eyes, but then smiled. At least someone was in good spirits, even with the van busted up. But no bears yet, so, it's whatever. Jay seemed much more self-conscious now that the number of girls sitting next to him had doubled. But the fun has been doubled! He reached up and twisted a lock of hair around his fingers, then froze and glanced over at the side of a mirror. He frowned and started running one hand through his hair vigorously while he groped around his pocket with the other. Comb. I guess Danny was on the right track earlier. Jay really did care about how his hair looked. Does Jay have blue hair? Oh, it's dyed. I thought he might have had, black hair with a bit of, a blue tinge. That rare, breed. No, it's dyed. Huh. You learn something whenever you actually, really delve deep into a character's design. He quickly fished a comb and was about to run it through his curls when... Chuckling! A sharply tinny noise rang from below. Oh, I think you dropped. Stomp. A noise was cut short by Jay's sneaker stamping down on the spot where the mysterious object had fallen from his pocket. Ah! Ah! Nani? Jay cleared his throat, snotted slightly, and forced a smile. Then he started carefully combing through his hair as if nothing had happened. I glanced down at his shoe, but couldn't catch a glimpse of whatever it was he had hidden underneath it. No, wait, and there was a trace of something. I could see a rope-like satin cord, a dark red small, but thickly woven, frayed slightly with age. It stuck out from under Jay's heel and trailed off under the van. It must be attached to whatever object was, some sort of keepsake? And suddenly I felt guilty for prying. Danny seemed to sense the awkwardness in the air and tried to clear things up. Don't worry about your do too much, Jay. Ain't nobody around here to impress. Oh, and can I borrow that comb when you're done? I thought I might have one in my makeup bag, but I must have packed it away instead. I promise there's no bugs on me, for sure. I guess I would do my part and try to ease the skittishness out of this poor guy. Aw, he's all nervous, or he may be a bad guy because she didn't know who the hell he was. He kind of appeared out of nowhere, and yeah, or maybe. Never mind, we'll see. We'll see. I look forward to getting to know you, Jay. I heard Danny invited you along on our big road trip. You guys know each other from... Come on, help me out here. This is awkward. Econ 201. I ended up paired with Jay for the team project. And he was totally top on stuff the whole time. Didn't have to kick his ass into caring or nothing. Danielle is an excellent team leader. Very diligent. So yeah, Jay's totally awesome, and when I found out he was new to the area, I didn't know anybody. I was like, no duh, you're coming on this road trip with us. Yes, thank you very much for inviting me. You may borrow my code now if you like. Aw, thanks, you're too adorable, you know that? Jay didn't really know what to say. I never do either. He's kinda cute. Like, he's not like a puppy face. But now I'm like all cautious, like, is this the real life? Anyway, let's keep going. Most of the things are too adorable to Danielle. I think she says that about Colin, or Coco. Sorry, my niece's rabbit's name's Coco. So now I can picture him as a big black bunny who has long floppy ears. So I thought I heard my brother bitching about something over there earlier. Speak of the devil, or think of him, I guess. Danny shot me a concerned look while running Jay's comb swiftly through her hair. He wasn't, picking on you, was he? No. Great. Why did I bother lying? It's not as if... I felt a sharp pain shoot through my skull out of nowhere. The world around me swung off kilter, flashing bright white, and then burned into focus. My ears popped and then started ringing. I felt my body slump sideways and slam into the van. Dawn, are you okay? Danielle waved her hand in front of my face and snapped her fingers 3 times. The noise seemed 1,000 times louder than it probably was. Whiteness. Stop. Oh, no, you've barely even started. Now you just take it easy. Who was that? Before I could ask again, my vision rippled and shifted into a living nightmare. Where Danny stood, I saw a radiant cloud morphing fog. It emanated a light and heat. Little tendrils shot out of lightning bursts, sending thinner and thinner, each wisp and snap. Whatever it was definitely alive. It was alive with a blinding pink rosiness that made me want to shut my eyes. Except, it felt like they were already closed somehow. Gygas! You cannot handle Gygas's form. Gygas uses Gygas Blast or something. Behind it, I see a similar shape. It was a dark blue, thicker and more liquid-like. It looked like a vicious, eternally tumbling mountain. Its globby blue aura hit the ground and ran over it, seeping into the earth in root-like trickets, but on top of the cascade never stopped spilling over. The fountain just poured itself over endlessly, and the roots itself beneath grew thicker and thicker. The longer I stood at it, the more sad it made me feel. I tried to blink the strange colored beings away and shake myself back into reality, but I couldn't. Whatever it was powerful. I wasn't just seeing colors. I heard them, felt them, tasted them. All in an instant, I sensed them in ways so deep and strong that I couldn't process any of it. I couldn't shut out the overwhelming sensations pouring into me, even though I desperately wanted to. Please, please stop. Okay, at least I can see. Good enough. Done? And just like that, it was over. The pain was gone. The world around me had gone back to normal. For whatever reason, my eyes came lingering on Jay's comb, clenched in Danny's hand, as I slowly came to. The comb was just a normal black comb. I knew it was, but... For a few fleeting seconds, it looked bright lavender, but it was multi-layered lavender, with a heavy blue center that evaporated into bright pink smoke. It couldn't be, but them and the colors were. I realized I'd slid down on one knee and fell against the van, and quickly struggled to push myself up. My right leg was trembling from the struggle for keeping me half upright. What's happening to me? Danny was hovering about a foot from my face, unsure whether she should reach out to me or not. She was definitely freaked out. Jay, well, I don't know what he was feeling. His expression scared me. He was staring at me hard, his bold blue eyes boring into mine like he was searching for something. Kind of reminds me of the corpse party redo, where the boys remembered everything, but decided not to do anything about it. But, you know, I'm just getting some vibes here. Both of them were clearly waiting for some kind of response from me. I stood up straight as fast as I could, shook my head, and forced a smile. Pardon me. Getting close to 1, guys. Phew! This heat, right? Dawn, are you alright? No, I wasn't alright, and yes, I was tired of lying, but how could I even explain what's been happening to me? Hearing voices, seeing visions, all of it? Would it be a mistake to try? Kind of reminded me of Grimoire, where whenever you told people about what was happening, they're like, "Oh, cool, we'll help you," and then they just die. They all just fucking die. So, I'll be fine. I'm fine. It's nothing, really. Deja vu. As if. Sure as hell seems like nothing. I'm just exhausted. I haven't been able to sleep very well. It must be, catching up to me. Aw, it bites. I'm sorry. Trying to sleep in a van just gave me weird nightmares. It was awful. Big red eyes, freezing black voids, really creepy stuff like that. Yikes, sounds like you need a hug. Dana wrapped her arms around me and squeezed me close, but it was the sight of Jay over her shoulder that had my attention. Jay's eyes were wide, his brow was furrowed, his attention was focused completely on me. He must have noticed me taking notice of him, because he turned away and quickly pretended to be distracted by something in the woods. Something I said must have bothered him, but what could it have been? Was it that I was having nightmares? But everyone had nightmares, didn't they? That could mean it was my specific nightmare that bothered him. Did Jay know something about the dream that I didn't? Could he literally smell the colors? Is there bath salts in the car? Stay tuned, anyway. No, it was just a dream. It was my dream, and we didn't even know each other. That was impossible. Okay, as soon as Ant-Man is running again, we're gonna lay you down in the back seat. Rest your head on my lap, and I'll brush your hair. We'll take it easy until we can get you out of this heat. How does that sound? Pretty good. Well, really good, actually. I'm afraid that's not gonna happen. I turned to face Randy. Wow, if he looked miserable before. Russell stood next to him, face contorted in a worrying blend of rage and disbelief. Great. I hope that's your good news face, Russell. Colin wandering back from the opposite side of the road, arms crossed in expectation of the worst case scenario. So, what's the scoop? The scoop is that there's Russell shook his head like he was trying to knock the right words down from his brain to his tongue. Well, there's a big hole burned clear through the side of the battery, like it goes straight way through it. And it's this big around. Randy made an oval-shaped gesture with his thumb and middle finger. Given the size of his hands, that was indeed a shocking hole. It's insane! I've never seen anything like this. This car ain't going anywhere tonight. Oh. No! Fuck. Though, what they like about Colin is that he words things beautifully and elegantly. What's the matter, Colin? I thought you liked sleeping in the van. No, I like sleeping alone. Don't push your luck, Gigantor. I think that's what he said. Danny stomped her foot down and snapped her fingers at the hostile pair. Danny's like, bitch, shut the fuck up! Zip it, both of you, not this time, okay? Not the fucking time. Chill out. Please, Randy, just remember the bed, okay? I made him promise. Yeah, right. I'm sorry, Colin. Fine, I wasn't expecting any better. We have to start discussing our options. Do we have a chance, like, walking to the nearest town? Russell ran his hand over his face through his hair in exhaustion. Not a chance. It'll be at least 20 miles. Well, though I couldn't really walk 20 miles, they'd have a decent chance at walking 20 miles than being stuck in a road that barely has anyone. Damn it. We need to be ready for the possibility that we'd be staying the night out here, man. I don't know what we're gonna do. How we're gonna do that, I really don't. Are you suggesting we sleep in a van, pee in the woods? What about food? Water? What if help hasn't come by in the morning and we have to deal with a sun-full blast? I know, it's a no-win situation. What if something shows up? And what's the inside the van? Black bears, remember? Black bears! Give me a minute to think, okay? We do have some options in front of us here. We just have to be smart. We have to be safe. Does anyone at least try to look around for help while we figure out this instead of standing here with our thumbs up our asses? No, we're not going into the woods alone. We're losing daylight by the second, and you can get lost in those trees in a heartbeat. Well, we could send people down the road then. Let's be provocative in our futility, people. I mean, at least... Russell slammed his fist to the side of the van. Colin jumped for a fleeting second, almost cowered next to Russell. Shut up, Colin. Both you and your sister. Just shut up for a second. Ugh, you goddamn rich kids should have stayed home if you planned to freak out every time there's a bump in the road. Hey, I wasn't freaking out. I was just... Khan was cut off again, this time by a jab from Russell's shoulder straight into his sternum. Yes, you were. You were not helping the situation. Everyone here has it up to here with your shit. I don't want to hear another word out of you until we have this all figured out. Russell punctuated his words with further pokes to Colin's chest, enough to make him stumble back on the road. Daniel looked back and forth between the two boys, sinking her nails into her denim sleeves, biting her lip. I'm taking charge of the situation right now. Not you, not your sister. I am. Because I wanted to get through the day without any more stupid arguments. Is that understood? Colin clutched gently at his shirt, close to his chest, rubbing his thumb over the spot where Russell had shoved him. Russell took a deep breath, pressing his fingers into the bridge of his nose. Everyone else traded awkward looks. Okay, now, you want to send someone up the road, just in case? Is that what you want to do? Russell was trying to calm down, but he was overcompensating. His forced tone was unsettling, and he still couldn't loosen the threatening weight from his voice. Colin kept his head down, unwilling to answer. After a few seconds, he gave a self-hesitant nod, but no more. It was weird to see him acting this way. He wasn't intimidated by Randy, his sister, or me. Something about Russell. Alright, anyone want to walk down the road a piece and see if anything's ahead, while the rest of us talk about our options? I don't think I've ever felt this stressed out in my life. I guess that means the best thing to do is... Well, we're in a haunted horror situation here. I'm gonna do the best decision possible and save just in case something bad happens. Volunteer to walk down the road. I'll go. I think I need to clear my head a little. Are you crazy, girl? You were feeling groggy a few seconds ago. Like, falling over groggy. Yeah, you were acting weird today. I don't think this is a good idea. I'm fine. I just need to walk for a while. Just let me go for a few minutes. I'll feel a lot better. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. It's just... I am. You're sick, Dawn. We should roll all the windows and just let you lie down in the van for a while. Excuse me, Russell. Danielle, it might put you at ease. I would accompany her down the road to make sure she's... No! I mean, no thank you. I'll be back. I just need to get some oxygen flowing through my system again. That look on his face. He's like, you fucking serious, mate? A 1v1 you! Danny raised her eyebrows and sighed. Russell covered his arms and swayed uneasily. Okay. Be careful. Don't go any further than a quarter-mile. Stick to the road, and keep an eye out for signs of or people. Either could help us out. Thanks, I'll do that. I quickly put some distance between myself and the group. My heart pounded through the soles of my feet as they slapped against the asphalt. I just need to get away from the noise for a while. Seeing everyone at each other's throats like that, the whole trip was just falling apart. No, I was falling apart. I couldn't make this disaster any better because I could barely even remember who I was most of the time. I hadn't been running for long, but I already felt dry-mouthed and short of breath. My head was pounding too. Oh no. This was stupid. Why had I run away? Of course I was going to start getting sick again. I just needed to be alone. I know. I understand. Slowly I opened my eyes, but my body was cold. I felt like my heart should be racing, but instead it was beating slower and slower. It's going to be okay. It won't be long now, I promise. A sharp snag of a twig pulled my mind back into focus. How did I end up in the woods? I tried to turn my head back in the direction of the road, but I couldn't even see it anymore. It hurt to turn my head over my shoulder like that. I didn't like it. I faced forward again. I realized my feet had been moving on their own for this whole time. How much time has passed? How far had I gone? I couldn't even see the road anymore. Shh, easy now. You shouldn't overexert yourself. There was one thing I had enough of today, and it was being told what I should or shouldn't do. With every ounce of strength in my weary little body, I forced myself to stop. I tursed up, stiff as a board, planted my feet firmly in the grass, and shouted, "No!" I heard a cry of response echoing behind me. It was too distant to make out specific words, but the words sounded like Russell. It wasn't far from them at all. I must have been just out of sight of the road. I could make it back easily. My body was still cold all over, but I was immediately aware of buzzing, burning pressure increasing on my back. The force was pushing me forward. It spread to my legs, coaxing them to continue walking into the forest. No, you don't. I threw my weight as hard as I could towards my left side, staggering and spinning away from the hot pinwheel of pressure on my back. My ankle twisted under me. I fell flat on my butt. Oh no, it wasn't sprained, was it? Whoever was out to get me would. It was right in front of me. I felt full control of my body now, but I was sure I'd lost my mind. It was a translucent shadow of a snake, thicker around than I was, and nearly as tall, rearing up on its stomach. It was taller than me at the moment, since I was collapsed in the dirt. I couldn't tell how long it was. It seemed to trail off eternally into the forest, without really touching the ground. My eyes met the creature's. All I could see of them was a milky reflection of my own terrified face. There was no understanding or intelligence in its eyes. It didn't seem angry or confused at my unsuccessful escape. It just sat there, evaporating into purple heat as it stared me down. The voice I'd been hearing hadn't come from this horrible snake. I didn't know this monster. Whoever's voice it was, it knew me. Because the voice came from inside me, right? I already knew that. I didn't like thinking about it any more than I had to. I just kept hovering there, hovering like... Maybe its tail was connected to something too far away to see, something either holding it up or dangling it down like some sort of living lure. But it definitely was there to lure me to somewhere. But I stopped taking the bait, so what was it going to do? My ankle throbbed with pain. This was it? No way out, right? Go away, please! Why can't you just leave me alone? The snake remained motionless only for a second, putting my charger in my laptop. Then it shot forward and clamped its mouth around my injured ankle. Ah! I wrenched my leg from its jaws as hard as I could and made a break for the road, crawling and stumbling, then running. I can't wait. I can wait. If nothing else, I know I can wait. I shut my eyes as I ran, not even caring if I fell asleep into a tree. I was just too scared of seeing that snake appear in front of me again. I didn't open my eyes again until I felt the rough road beating against my shoes. Then I started running even harder.